morning and welcome to CNC, Tech Student News Channel. I am October Kniess, junior at Arsenal Technical High School. Today we are talking to Dr. Louis Ferebee, the new superintendent for IPS. Dr. Ferebee was previously Chief of Staff for Durham Public Schools and was Regional Superintendent for Guilford County Schools in North Carolina.
Correct.
So please, tell us more about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm an only child. Not many people know that, and I have a son who's 9 years old. He's also an only child. My wife and I, we've been married for about 15 years, so that's a little bit about me and my family. I was born in North Carolina. I spent most of my time there in North Carolina. I'm an educator. For me, it's been the family business. My mother and my father were also educators, and it's something that we never talked about me doing, and I thought about entering other professions, but once I got started, I was hooked, and it's my passion, and it's something that I enjoy, and I'm excited about being here in Indianapolis and have an opportunity to serve another school district.
That's amazing. Had you ever been to Indianapolis before? No.
All of my visits around Indianapolis has been with IPS, and so IPS has introduced me to the great city of Indianapolis.
That's really interesting.
Yes.
I think I might have read somewhere that your son will be attending IPS.
That is correct, yes. He'll be attending one of the CFI schools, so he'll be on one of your tracks.
Yes, CFI, very nice school. So how do you feel about your first day being superintendent?
It's been great thus far. I got an opportunity to spend time with students and staff, and one of the things that I said early on, I want to spend a lot of time with our stakeholders, just learning about the district, understanding what we're doing well and where we need to improve, and had an opportunity to start my day on a bus ride with students. The interesting thing about Indianapolis Public Schools is that over 90% of our students ride the bus. It's about 26,000 of our 30,000 students ride the bus. And it's an important part of our service. It's how students start their day. So that's how I wanted to start my day. Had an opportunity to visit Francis Scott Key this morning. And the students there were great, and the staff there was great. And now I'm here at Arsenal, which is one of our larger high schools and has lots of offerings. So I want to see all the offerings from plumbing to cosmetology. So this is a great place to visit.
That's wonderful. I love your perspective. So what called you to work in IPS?
I've been interested in becoming a superintendent for a while. I believe the previous roles I played have prepared me well to serve as superintendent. I happened to be at a conference and opportunity to meet commissioners who were sharing that there was an opening here in Indianapolis Public Schools, and I did some research and studied the district, and I said this is the place for me. It's a phenomenal geographic location, thriving business. We have so many resources. It's just a great place to be and work, and I also believe it's a community that is looking for change, something different, and I want to be that person who leads that change process.
I really like that. So, what plans do you have for IPS?
Right now, before I start any plans, I want to hear from the stakeholders. As I said earlier, a lot of times leaders develop plans and they don't talk to the people who are either going to implement the plans or be impacted by those plans. So, I want to hear what's working well, what do we need to build upon, and then what do we need to improve in? And from there, once I have that perspective, I can give more specifics about plans. I know one thing, though, is that we have to improve our student outcomes, our student achievement, our graduation rates, those types of things, just to make sure that when students leave us, they either prepared to enter the workforce, they're going to enter college or a higher ed institution, or they're going to enter the military. So, we have to do our part to make sure our students are prepared to do so.
That's great. So my question is, how would you like to change IPS? But you say that before you make any definite decisions.
Yeah, because, I'm an outsider coming in.
Right.
And so, there's a lot that I don't know. And there's a lot that I need to understand before I can make specific recommendations. But as I said earlier, we have to do a better job with our student achievement outcomes. Our students are not performing at the level I believe that they can perform, and that starts with the staff. But I'd also would say that we need support from our community as well to help us get there. So how we're going to do that will be determined by what resources we have and what specific needs we have. But it won't take me long to learn the landscape.
Awesome. When do you see yourself putting all of these great ideas and things into action?
Well, part of my plan is entry into the district. I'll have a 100-day plan, which I'll be releasing sometime soon, hopefully this week. And it will outline the activities that I will be going through over the next 100 days to really familiarize myself with the district. And then from there, I will begin to identify areas that we will work towards improving and develop plans of actions. We're also, on this first 100 days, we'll begin to develop a framework for a strategic plan, which will outline our long-term goals and then those short-term benchmarks that need to be achieved to get to our long-term goal.
Wow, so it's like a day-to-day planner on getting to know IPS.
Right, exactly. It also helps the community understand how I'll be spending my time and how I'll be gathering that information. But from there, it also helps with a clean process of outlining, okay, this is what I heard, who are the people I heard from, and what they said, and how I've taken that information to create next steps for the district.
That's great. Do you feel as if you could change the student and the community's perception on IPS?
We can, and we will. One of the things I think really helps in changing perception is communication. I've found a lot of times people have certain perceptions of schools or school districts, and they've never been in the building.
Yeah.
And it's all based on hearsay. So it's either, they're hearing it from people who either work there or go to school there. And so I believe we communicate well what we're doing to the people that are in our schools, they can communicate that outward. And I think that ultimately helps improve the perception. The best marketing tool is word of mouth. And so what people have in their mouth is oftentimes what's communicated to them. So we have to do a better job communicating.
That's great. Do you feel like you are prepared to improve IPS?
I am prepared. I have played several roles which I believe have prepared me for this position. I've worked in districts of similar size, larger, similar student populations, similar demographics, and I've had the opportunity of significantly transforming student outcomes in those situations, and expect to do the same here in Indianapolis.
That's great. So is there anything you'd like to add about your education or your past? Or?
What I would say is, for me, this is really important, because if we don't get this right, then our community will not have the opportunity to realize its true potential. The better we are in serving our students and providing a quality education, the better life will be for all of us in our community. But it's also going to take all of us in order to make that happen. And I enjoy bringing people together to help realize a vision where we're all working together to improve student outcomes. That's what I enjoy, that's what I thrive in, and I'm really excited to have an opportunity to be in Indianapolis and to do that here.
That's great. Do you feel like the future is in our students?
Yeah, the students, and I mentioned this in a letter that I did to the students, all I want from our students is to come to school prepared and ready to learn. If our students do that, then the adults have to be accountable to do the rest, and that's my expectation.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much to Dr. Ferebee for spending some time with us on your first day at work.
Thank you, October. I appreciate it.
Thank you
for having me. to be in an environment where you have such a strong,
Right.
force, but it has a monopoly on it. But I will be calling on you. This won't be our last conversation.
Okay, great.
All right, I'm gonna get you in the camera some more.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, it's really great meeting you.
Likewise.